When you got jam left, I shall smear it all over me, Sharon. That'll help. Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
How is everybody?
Yes.
Fantastic on a Friday.
Yes.
It's Dress Up Friday in a minute, but before that, can I say like and subscribe to us on YouTube?
Well, you said it.
You said it. And like and follow us on Facebook.
Yes. And follow us on Twitter and tweet, please.
Yes, but the most important thing is Instagram, which is what I'm selling here. So Instagram now. Now, before we go anywhere, I have to say it's a wonderful day today, the 15th of May, because it's my Rosie's first birthday. Yay!
Happy birthday to
my granddaughter's
Happy
first
birthday to
you.
you.
Happy birthday,
Birthday.
Rosie. Happy
It's a timing
birthday,
thing.
dear Rosie.
Rosie.
Happy birthday
Oh,
to you.
There we are.
Rosie.
I'm a completely insane grandmother. The other thing I wanted to mention to you is my ridiculous guinea pigs.
Why?
So, I mean, this is how ridiculous. Do you know what? I'm trying to be careful with money. None of us have anything left.
No.
So I go out and I buy them peppers, kale, cabbage, Savoy cabbage. I got the bit, I thought, God, that's expensive. Got home, all organic. I'm feeding them organic vegetables and 35 pounds of cabbage.
What are you eating? Are you eating, corned beef or something?
I'm eating a piece of jammed toast off the floor, Harriet, because I can't afford any butter and I just have what's left on the floor. And these guinea pigs are on organic vegetables.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
We need to get you some proper food, Sherry. What is Teddy eating?
Teddy, my chihuahua.
Yeah.
Chihuahua. Well, the chihuahua has got, I have to give him what Keely gave him, which is that dry food stuff. But I slip him ham and chicken.
Yeah,
Oh.
mine eats
No wonder
steak.
you're eating bread. You're giving everything to all the other
Everything to these animals, which aren't my animals.
Which are your animals now. But listen, I mean, before we go anywhere, it's Dress Up Friday, and we have got to mention something because there is somebody who looks rather strange in our group today, if we haven't noticed. Obviously, it's Sherry. No, Dee, what are you wearing today?
Well, I
Fabulous.
think that I was the elephant in the room. But don't talk about my weight. Yeah, this is a homage to the 30s and 40s with people like Ethel Merman, as somebody just said to me.
Carmen Miranda. It's
Yeah.
Carmen Miranda.
Come on, Miranda.
You should have some, what do you call it?
The castanet.
What's it called?
Fruit.
Yeah.
Fruit.
That's
No.
right.
Not maracas.
Maracas,
What-
darling.
Is it maracas? Yeah.
Miranda. No. Anyway,
Carmen Miranda have fruit on her head.
so darling,
Actually, she did, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
I always wanted to be an it girl, and I can now. I can be an it girl for 5 minutes today on the show. So actually, what I have, it girls went to all these amazing soirees, you see, and they had, they had the cigarette holder,
Oh, look at you.
and they had the champagne.
I love it.
Darling,
Stand up,
can you
Dee.
describe?
Can you give us
Stand
can you
up,
give us a
stand up.
stand
Let's
up?
see you.
Any excuse, darling, to dress up.
Let's see the back of the dress. I want to see the back
Yeah.
of the dress.
Well, this is the top, and this
Oh, I
is
see.
Ooh,
Oh, look
lovely.
at that. We can see
Thank
your
you.
bra straps and
Darling,
everything.
can you describe, please?
No
Can you
bra strap.
describe your hat, Dee? What
Oh,
did you
well,
make it out of?
this actually was it was an improvisation. But you know how I love making things and hats. So this is actually a very white t-shirt material cut up and sort of made into a turban, and this was a flower that I had for a wedding. So I
Oh.
sewn it on, and this is like, covers a multitude of sins with hair, bad hair days. We have many of those, and that's it, darling.
You're going to have a
Fabulous.
little, your own hat company. Me and my hats,
Here's my
I
hat.
think.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Brilliant.
Well, my Sherry, what have you got on today?
I'll just about
Well, to be honest with you, again, I was a bit confused when I woke up this morning. I'm having a confused time in my life. I think it's these blooming animals. So I didn't quite know which day it was. Honest to God, I don't know if anybody at home is having this as well, but
Of course.
I really, you know, when I don't know what day it is or anything. Do you know what the date is? I don't know what the date. Oh, I do. It's the 15th because it's Rosie's birthday.
Of
That's
course.
the only reason I know. So I didn't dress up. I've dressed down today. I'm afraid.
That's rude. You look fantastic.
This is dressing down day.
If that's
Okay.
dressing down,
This is
You
a
look
long
amazing.
coat with, so yeah.
I love
And I'm very floppy today. My whole body is floppy all the time. I can't, this is another thing. I don't know if anybody at home is having floppy days. Everything flops. You know, when you're sitting, lying in the bath, everything lies above me and my stomach goes before me. And I just think, oh my God, my stomach is actually floating on the top of the water. So what are you wearing, Harriet? This is what I want to know.
well, thank you, darling. I can't top floppy day. All I decided to do was last season's animal print as a dress up, little homage, even my glasses, animal print.
Matching.
Yeah, and these, a little bit of zhuzh there.
Very good.
But I don't have your extensive casual, as you said, wardrobe. And I was going to say, rather than, I mean, maybe it's too much to ask, but if we're not getting in a bath, then stand in the shower, because then you don't have to be floppy. At least it's not all floating above you. At least it's flopping below.
No, but then I can't. But then, Harriet, I can't see my feet or anything.
But I don't want to look at them anyway. I don't want to look at stuff. I'm happy just to have that. The idea of lying down and my stomach rising up. No, darling, it's not good.
God forbid you should see a mirror when you get out, though.
But I realised today I'm the only one who's seen me naked in about 20 years. So I'm going to keep it that way. And I'm going to make sure nothing changes.
Yeah.
No.
What are you wearing, darling?
So I wore this actually at my little grandson's christening. Well, christening.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
These dresses, I don't know if any of you have got these sort of dresses, but they hide everything. You put them on and your
Is
figure
it
looks
from
amazing.
somewhere that we should know about?
Well, I don't know, I'll have a look, but they come, I bought about 3 or 4 of them, but you can actually stand up and whatever you look like, they seem to cover it and your figure looks
We
awesome.
need that.
Let's find out.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So that's what I'm wearing today.
Very
A
pretty.
little-
Very
with my
pretty.
little earrings, which are gold and silver. Can you see?
Oh, gorgeous.
Very nice. I'm very impressed with you, Debbie, that your arms are so good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how they
really
are.
look at them. I mean, mine are like train tracks. Yours are so good, aren't they? They look solid and everything, like proper arms, like real arms, don't they?
I'm very lucky to have real arms. I think
Yes,
we
you
all
are, because
I don't know why. No, they're a bit sort of, tiny
No,
bit.
they're not at all. They're fantastic. You worked them
Darlings,
out.
listen, I'm going to stop you now. We have to leave the arms. I want to bring on today's Family Friday special guest. She is a writer, journalist, TV presenter, and mother, the amazing Sharon Marshall.
Yeah, I love Sharon Marshall.
Welcome to the Wonderbird Nest.
Thank you so much.
And you look fabulous, gal.
Well, right back at you all. This is like a Vogue cover shoot or the most glamorous edition of Celebrity Squares I've ever seen. I want to go jumping in swimming pools. It's working. It's working. Do you know what I did the other day on this morning? I got a little tip for you on this old Zoom call, completely by accident. I'd done this morning a live broadcast, and afterwards got about 5 calls from friends going, "What did you do? You looked about 12. What had happened was Betsy, my little almost 2-year-old, had jam all over her fingers, had picked up my phone 2 seconds before going on and just smeared a bit of jam on the lens."
Fabulous.
And that's all Sherry's got to eat. So Sherry can do that because she's given all her food to her pets. She's only got jam. So it's perfect.
Have you got jam left? I shall smear it all over me, Sharon.
I think
Not you, darling, the lens.
a bit of pedigree chum on the lens. It'll be fine. Yeah.
Sharon, can I ask you, as I said, you're a writer, you're a TV presenter, you're a mum, you do all and you're doing all these amazing things. How are you coping, multitasking, plate spinning in this crazy life?
I'm so tired. I have to be honest. I know a lot of people sit there with their Instagram face on and their filter going, it's all great. We're coping with everything. We're really tired. It's it's been at first like another maternity leave, and it's been absolutely gorgeous spending all this extra time with Betsy. I think I realised I probably was doing too much at work, too many jobs, and to just stop because for the first few weeks, all I had to do was this morning. And it's been absolutely lovely sort of playing with Betsy. But now she's getting ants in her pants. It's very difficult to let a 2-year-old let off steam when she can't go in the park, she can't go playing in the playgrounds and everything. So she started climbing on everything. So what you have to do is we absolutely every night before we go away is think the next day, what's she going to eat, what's she going to play with, have everything ready, paddling pool in the garden, or we set up an assault course ready. Luckily, I also have a dog. And we have an arrangement with a friend's got a sausage dog, so socially distanced walk in the park. My dog chases the sausage dog, and then the toddler chases the 2 dogs round in a big circle in the park. And that's when I do all my work calls, chasing everyone around the park. Fabulous. Yeah, it is multitasking.
Yeah.
So Sharon, I know you write for Emmerdale, so you I mean, they are talking about when they're going back, if they're going back. I mean, I think it's all in the air, to be honest, when that will happen. It's the same with Corrie, and EastEnders. But have you had any feelings? Do you know anything that's coming?
Everyone's saying June. That's the date that I'm hearing from everyone. Now, Neighbours actually went back a couple of weeks ago now, it'll be, for filming. So we've been looking very carefully about how they're doing it, and they're doing it with great success, and it's going. So that's been encouraging to see. And I think there's been a soap in Germany as well that's been back filming. So we're knowing it's possible. I mean, if you look at this morning, we've successfully still running that studio. There's things that you can put in place, like 1 staircase is for walking up, 1 staircase is for walking down. Everyone's keeping the distance. Everyone's doing their own hair and makeup. Oh, you can tell. And I think that will happen for the soaps as well. I mean, luckily, most of the soap stars, when they come on, they have makeup that's not, absolutely perfect anyway. So
it's real life.
It's real life and real life characters. But what you can do, and I'm going to demonstrate with Pepper and George Pick how you can make this work. So say you could have 2 soap characters walking in our lovely 2 big out spaces. Now they look like they're side by side. Yeah. But actually the reality is they're a long way apart. So you could cheat it on the camera angles a bit. Yeah. And I think also you could bring it in, because people would still probably be doing social distancing and getting takeouts from the pub. So you wouldn't be able to do your big pub scenes. You wouldn't be able to have your kissing scenes for whatever. But, people have been working. I've not actually been working on Emmerdale. I start up next week as a writer. So the production has been working all the way through, looking at everything, looking at the scripts, looking how we do it to preserve our stories.
Do you think the story is going to bring in the COVID issue or not?
I think we probably have a duty as the soaps to keep reminding people of the safety aspect. So reminders for people to wash their hands, for example. And you wouldn't have people right up in each other's faces. You might have the pub as a takeaway, for example. But personally speaking, I probably wouldn't want to still be the soaps for me have always been escapism. And I'm quite enjoying at the moment when I'm watching the soaps, and it's not about what's going on in my life out here. It's about this fictional life that I can just for half an hour switch off what's going on there and watch that. Oh, the little one's just come back from her walk from the doggy. Hello, Charlie. You're going to come and say hello to the lovely ladies. Hang on, we got to come. She's come to get Paddington.
I was going to say.
Hello. She's my grandson came on. Sharon, my grandson came on a couple of weeks ago. He's the same age as her, actually. He's born on May the 25th. There could be a shit up here, We could get them together.
Well, do you know what? There's a little romance that's brewing with the boy next door, isn't there, Arthur? And we've been holding them up over the fence so they can chat with one another. So it's like love through the barricades. I love it. Yeah, absolutely, Debbie. Let's set them up. They could be right here. Do you have good prospects? What do the parents do?
Well, his father is Måns Zelmerlöw, who won Eurovision for Sweden a couple of years ago. Is he all right? and my
Yeah,
daughter
Betsy.
Kira was in Hollyoaks, so he's got good
There you
pedigree.
go.
It's a
Right,
no-brainer.
It all
All
fits.
good. It all fits. Right, Betsy, you're
Yeah.
getting set up. You want to go with your daddy? Here's Daddy Paul. You're going to come and say hello to the
Hello,
lovely
Daddy.
lady.
Hi,
Hello,
Paul.
Daddy.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome into the Wonderbird's nest.
Yes.
Paul.
It's lovely to see you. Well, no, but so Paul's working full time because he's in the music industry, and so at the moment we're just juggling everything. But
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is, but you know, there's. Do you know what? I think one of my friends, for example, is a single mother, so she's at home working full time.
Yeah.
She's got a 2.5-year-old. Whatever we're going through, there is people out there who are struggling far more. And I'm just lucky that but you know, my jobs are still going to be there. I'm so lucky. It must be so difficult for people who are just wondering, am I going to work again?
No.
Sharon,
tough,
I
isn't
find
it?
it very interesting. In your career, how did you start writing for Emmerdale, or was that always, or were you always writing scripts for soaps?
No, not at all. I mean, I was a newspaper journalist for about 20 years. And I did one of the things that I used to do, lazy celebrities who couldn't quite be bothered writing their own columns / were very busy. I would ghostwrite. I would ghostwrite columns for people. So I would be over the years various people. I was Jake Goody. I was who wasn't lazy. So none of these people are lazy. So these are the names that I'm saying that I actually adored writing for because they were so clever and they were so funny. So I was Jake Goody for years, and I was Tara Palmer Tonkinson as well. And I wrote and I wrote a book with Tara. So and then I went out for dinner because I did cover the soaps, and I grew up watching Emmerdale with my grandmother, and Coronation Street was always on in the family home. So I grew up watching the soaps. But then I remember went out for dinner with an executive, and he said, you know, how do you? I just said, oh, sorry, I'm just finishing off. I'm just being Tara PT, and then I've got to be Katie Price, and so I won't be a second to get that off. Right, it's gone. And then he goes, do you realise that what you're doing is actually script writing? Because I said that's the part of the job that I actually got the most enjoyment out of, because it was creative writing and being somebody's voice, but getting a product that they were happy with. Because Jane Goody, bless her, she was our television critic for the News of the World, and she used to make me howl because we would just ring up and we would chat for half an hour, and the stuff she was so smart, that girl. The stuff she came up, she just read people and got people like that. And of course Tara was just in this crazy life all the time. You know, she'd come in and she'd go, God, I just remembered it was your birthday, wasn't it? Don't worry, I was at Prince Charles's bedroom and I managed to steal this candle. Here you go. And it was like, I still got it upstairs, purloined goods. And it was just this idea of a fantasy life.
Sharon,
I remember, Sharon, years and years and years ago, you actually saying, when I don't know, it was too long ago, do you know what, I'd love to write for a soap. And I always remember you saying that. I don't know where we were having a drink somewhere, and I thought, oh God, you should. And then suddenly you've got Emmerdale, and I thought, wow, that's, you know, what you wish for, isn't it?
Well, I was very lucky. I mean, the wondrous scriptwriter Russell T Davies. I bumped into a thing. I was going, I love what you do. I love what you do. How did you become a scriptwriter? What do you do? He's so clever. And he said, well, I suggest you stop wasting. In the nicest way, he goes, stop asking people how to do it and go home and get on your keyboard.
Get on with it. Yeah.
Best advice I ever had.
Brilliant.
And then I sort of said to a script, he said, he goes, go on then, I'll give you a try. I'll give you a script in 2 weeks. And I panicked. I suddenly thought, oh God, I've no idea what a script looks like. I don't know. So I rang the lovely Christopher Parker, who used to play Alfie Moon in EastEnders. He sent me all the scripts that he'd had at EastEnders. So I quickly sat down and I read them, and it was all the glory years of him and Kat and Alfie and all the fabulous scenes that they had. And then I thought, right, I've got it. I've read those for a day. Now I'm going to write a script. And I got in at EastEnders that way with a lovely scriptwriter called Darren Little, was my mentor.
I know Darren, yeah.
And he just said to me, what you do is make them laugh or make them cry. Look for the heart of the script.
Yeah.
Whatever there is, look for the point that's going to make people feel love. Yeah. And that's great advice I've ever had. So even you can have your comedy, which I think we need on the soaps, but there has to be that little moment that gets you. That just gets the people watching at home and makes them.
I mean, you know, when you watch the very original episodes of Coronation Street, what's very interesting is that they weren't funny at all.
They They were. It was all, and it was.
Ina was
No, I
funny.
mean, they were black. They were blackly funny. You know,
Yes.
with Ina Sharples, and you know, it was so black, wasn't it? It wasn't.
Yes.
It wasn't. And now they're more comedic. But then it was really. It was the wit, the sharpness that was really funny.
I just wish I'd been able to write for those girls. I mean,
Oh God, yeah.
I've been really lucky with the actors we got, the cast we got at Emmerdale. It's so fantastic. It's such an honour to write for them.
But you know,
It's
Sharon,
brilliant.
you know Dee's mother. You know who Dee's mother was? Did you know who Dee's mother was?
No,
Was?
go on.
Brace,
You
brace,
tell
brace.
Sharon. You tell Sharon. Dee
Am I
has
going
got.
to fall on the floor?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, but she was a pioneer for women in television. She wrote all the Thunderbirds storylines and created Lady Penelope.
Oh my
And
God.
Oh, no, not at all.
She created all those characters,
All the
Sharon.
characters. She
Come
wrote
on.
she
Wow.
wrote everything.
Sylvia Anderson.
Yeah, Sylvia
Oh
Anderson.
my
and
goodness.
and she used to write. She had a really fantastic break because she was with a whole team of people,
Yes.
they were all blokes, and she said none of them were creative, including Jerry. I have to say he was very great and wonderfully clever at technical
Yes.
stuff. But she was the creative one, so she had the
She was
look,
the brains.
all of her ideas hit the screen. And
Oh
at
my
that
goodness.
time, and women, I remember as a kid, my mum was always writing, like you are with your little girl. And it was like,
this is explaining so much with you, Nadia. All the pieces are falling into place. Of course, that's
Yeah.
why you're you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
and I'll tell you what, Sharon,
Amazing.
I have to tell you, you would be my perfect bestie because a little birdie tells me that you're very, very good at knowing what's going on. Like, I love gossip, I have to admit.
This is
And-
why I got into the papers in the first place. It was just
Yeah.
going to get the gossip.
And-
That's what everyone.
Is there?
I was this kid from Chorley, and I was from this little market town in Chorley, and then suddenly I arrived on the papers, and I'm going to parties, and there's royalty in there, and there's Simon Cowell, and I'm going, this is amazing. I mean, sometimes I sit there just staring at everyone. I mean, I think I was a lousy journalist because in the end I used to keep ringing people up and going, listen, don't go to that hotel on Friday, they're on to you. My problem was I always liked the people too much. I loved a bit of gossip, but when you meet them and really like them, you go, well, actually, no, we can't let them get caught.
But Sharon, you're one of our icons. Our lovely lady who's like all of us, working mom, fantastic journalist,
Yeah.
This is
scriptwriter.
what everyone does. This is what everyone does. I mean, you girls are just making me laugh so much. I'm loving it. I think this is the perfect thing to do in lockdown. And I love the glamour coming through the screen. I'm a big believer. If you're in people's living rooms, you should dress up. I want that.
Absolutely.
I want that headpiece, Dee. I need it.
We will
And I'll
send
tell you one thing. About a week ago, you might correct me, Dee, with this. I can't think what we were doing, but Dee sat naked on that chair.
she did.
Absolutely
Forgot.
naked.
But she didn't stand up.
Absolutely. She might be a little bit. She might be quiet occasionally, but I tell you what, she smoldered. She
She's a
smoldered.
dark,
Still
she's
waters.
a dark lady.
Still
But we didn't
waters,
see
lady.
anything. Debbie
Sharon.
reckons she saw a bit, but
Be
Sharon,
careful,
I'd
Switch.
just like to say, Sharon, thank you so much for coming on our show. We
Thank
could talk to you all day.
Thank
Will you
you
come back and
forever.
see us soon, darling? When you
It's
have
been
some
a
time?
pleasure. Yes, let me get some scripts out the way and then I can tell you how it's all done. But love from all of us.
Thank
Thank
you for coming
you.
on.
thank you,
you.
Sharon.
We love you.
Yeah.
With Emmerdale. Bye.
Bye.
Amazing woman. Amazing.
Oh, isn't she
We could have
gorgeous?
talked to her all day, and we
Yeah.
have to start telling everybody about what's happening tomorrow because we can't be on here all day. So tomorrow is
my
our
God.
80s special. Hashtag 80s, hashtag 80s Wonderberg. So with Richard Arnold. So Sherry, what are you wearing tomorrow?
Well, I just think I went through all my 80s stuff, which is horrendous. I remember the 80s and 70s. And there's one with me, as if you all remember out there, some of you won't, Mary Wilson.
Yes.
She always used to have the big, an enormous bouffant, which was oversized. And I have a picture of me with a microphone singing, which was just not a good idea, as Mary Wilson. So that's my 80s look.
Can't wait.
Gorgeous.
Are you going to do that for the show tomorrow?
No.
No. All right, fine. Well, we're all going to be dressing up. I can't wait to see what Richard Arnold looks like.
Oh yes, as an 80s, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to go off. It's obviously going to take me 24 hours to get myself ready for this.
At least 24 hours with this lot.
All of us, darling.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of us. But anyway, we will thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning.
In
with Richard Arnold.
1980.
Yeah, in the 1980s. We will be back. See you tomorrow.
We'll be there.
Dee, make sure you wear some clothes, please.
Oh, I'll try.
Yes.
Or at least I'll wear a hat anyway.
And we
Bye,
want
everyone.
a song, Dee, a 1980s song, please.
Okay,
Bye.
you got it.
Bye.